Hi, everybody. Welcome to Mental Conditioning Monday. It's a cold Monday. We've had some, just really cold temperatures the past week, especially here in New York. But I believe, really all along the whole East Coast, everybody has had, some very cold temperatures. I think even down in Florida, they're experiencing colder temperatures. I'm not going to say cold temperatures because I don't think they quite, where we're at in terms of the temps, but they are experiencing colder weather down there. Up here in New York, we've also experienced some snow that's made things kind of tough and getting around. But that's once again what we do. We get through it. We push through it. You know me. I equate everything to mental strength and getting through it. And this is no different. We deal with the elements and we move on. We get stronger and we attack and we get better and we get through it. So that's, another mental element that we bring to the game, even when it comes to weather. We don't let it stop us. We let it make us push even harder to get through it, even though it's tough, because this weather is brutal. It's very cold. Like I said, dealing with the snow, everybody getting around, be safe, take it slow. And definitely, be as safe as possible, and layer up, get them, coats on and hats on. My hat is bald, so I definitely have to try to keep my hat going. So, wish everybody, like I said, safe and dealing with the elements of the weather. So, here we go, mental conditioning Monday, second week already of January, and exciting time to keep pushing forward, keep doing what we have to do moving forward, and just staying in the theme of the mental conditioning movement and staying in the theme of doing what? Getting better. And so with that, we're going to get into the message for this week. And the message this week is the picture is not always pretty. The picture is not always pretty. This is really something that kind of goes along with, the mental conditioning movement, the things that we're looking to do in the new year. I've talked about it. I'm very excited and going to the new year. For me, that's always my gauge to start doing new things, to start pushing the movement a little bit harder, and just start pushing my life even harder, just getting better. So this is that time that I can kind of take the chains off of the work I've done, in preparing for it. When that year flips, for me, that's the time for me to flip it on and really turn it on and really push forward and kind of depend on that foundation that I built in the previous year. And so one of the things that you have to do is to, push the limits and push the pedal to the metal, to the floor a little bit more. And I've been very honest in telling everybody one of the things for me is my word for 2018 was just networking, because I realized that networking, I have to get better in that, and that's going to help the whole movement, because we have to be able to add as many people to the movement as we can. As I said, the movement is not mine, it's everybody else's, so we have to try to add more people to the movement so we can grow it and get better together. So one of the steps in doing that is that I have to go out there and I have to try to present the different ideas, because I need help to expand the message. And I need help in doing that. So you have to expand the message. You have to go out there and present it to people. And feedback is always a great thing. But one of the things that I learned, and it's kind of funny because one of the feedbacks that I've been getting, and this kind of actually started this message this week. It started it and it progressed from there. One of the feedbacks that I get in regards to mental conditioning Monday specifically is sometimes, and it started actually with my wife. And she would always tell me, like, when she would watch the messages back, she always comments on my demeanor when I do it. So if you notice, I try to smile now a little bit more. And I got a complaint from one of my coworkers as well. And it was funny because I never really talked about it with anybody. And this coworker said the same thing to me. He was like, you know what? I noticed that you've been smiling a little bit more, and that makes me want to look at the messages a little bit more. He says to me, if I come on and I see, like, because sometimes when you look at it on my Facebook page, as it comes up, obviously it's a still shot, and if I'm kind of looking like, but that's, he's like, I just will scroll past it because I'm already in a bad mood. I don't really want to see anybody else telling me more bad news. But I really took that to heart, that message, because it was like, wow, you know what? I certainly don't feel that way when I do my messages. I'm always in a very good mood. But I mean, life sometimes deals you different blows. But I share with you when I'm not so in such a great mood. But I'm never in a. It's not showing properly on my face. That's the point I'm trying to make. The picture is not showing properly on my face. That, you know, I have to really induce the smile and make sure that I'm smiling just to show that I am happy. But I want people to understand and be clear that be careful with that. Be careful with, I get it. I understand what my wife is saying, what my coworker is saying. I'm sure some of you may have had the same ideas and same feedback. But be careful with that, and that we want to always understand that the picture is not always pretty, but we want to take our mind to another level and understand that we want to be able to receive the message. So I don't want anybody, if I don't look like I'm smiling, not to receive the message. Listen to the message. The message is more important than the demeanor. And life has that same feel for it. Because as I really start to think about that, I start to think about it on a deeper level and say, you know what, myself included, I'm not, excluded from that. I've missed out on opportunities in life because the picture that was presented to me that I visually saw didn't look pretty. And then later on, if I followed up and I saw it, and somehow it always comes back, and then you saw maybe that same opportunity that came to you that you turned down, or that I didn't give the proper attention to because something visually threw me off. The picture threw me off. For whatever. It may be something that I heard threw me off. And now when I did the homework and it comes back to me, or just comes back to you in a way, because these things do find a way of coming back to you, you're like, man, you know what? That was an opportunity that I missed out on. I would love to have been on board with this particular opportunity, and I had the opportunity, but I turned it down because of the visual. The picture didn't appear to be pretty to me. So I want people to really, really, really take the heed that. And it's a tough thing because we have a reflex. Our minds are like a reflex, just like touching a hot stove. It's a reflex to say, "Oh, I don't like that. You know, I don't like what I saw. I don't like what I heard." But don't allow that all the time to just make you fall back out of it. I'm not telling anybody to take on projects and do things that I know I don't like and I'm still going to go into it. But take your time with that. Take your time with it and peel back the layers a little bit before we just reject it. As I'm going out here now and I'm starting to present, some of the ideas that we're going to be doing with the mental conditioning movement, it's a challenge to me because I have to be able to try to present and articulate these ideas, as I'm expanding the network and talking to people, to present it in a way that is, paint the best possible picture. But that's not going to always happen because it's something that, a lot of these ideas that I have is something that most people never really heard of. So it's not easy to present that in a picture that's going to always be pretty to them. And I can see that. I can see it in their face sometimes that I'm saying certain things, they're getting it, but other things they're not quite getting it. And in some instances I saw that it kind of turned them off. And I'm like, wow, that's something that's a mental conditioning thing that we have to be clear and be very, very careful not to miss out on opportunities in life because the picture is not necessarily pretty for you. Look at our relationships. When we're developing our relationships, when we meet people and you're trying to find maybe that special person, certain things may not be pretty to you. Physically, they may not be attractive to you necessarily. I'm not saying, I understand that, we have to have a certain amount of attraction to people, but something just may turn you off. Maybe, I don't know, the way the person's nose was, or the way their lips move, something that's kind of like something that you could naturally deal with, but the picture of it just turns you off and you just put that thing to the side. But instead of us, doing that, I caution everybody, that's a mental thing, to be able to look at the big picture going down the line. Maybe, once I got to know this person was a really dynamite person. Or maybe somebody just, you met them and within the conversation, they said something stupid at that moment, but you don't know them. They just said something stupid and it hurt you in a bad way. But get to know them. Maybe you don't miss out on that opportunity. Or maybe, again, just like I stated earlier with me, maybe just a demeanor. When you walked in the room, the person just had a demeanor on their face, like, this guy over here, this girl is mean. But that's a lot of times that's not true. I've suffered from that, to be honest with you, even just as I think about it throughout my life. I'm kind of a quiet person. If I'm in a room, that's kind of just my defense mechanism, maybe the look on my face that people would think that I'm an unfriendly person, but that's not necessarily true. So I try to do that even when I deal with people, to not make that assumption about people just because the picture is not quite what you wanted. Job opportunities the same way. You may see a job opportunity like, that's not really the direction that I want to go in, so forget it. Don't do that, because sometimes that job, yeah, is not where you want to be ultimately, but that job is going to get you to where you want to be. So don't always, downplay the picture that's right in front of you. That's so important, and that's a thing that we have to definitely 100% be cognizant to work on that, because that's not an easy thing. This whole mental conditioning movement thing is really forcing. Remember I said that message, resisting against the resistance. That's the thing. You have to resist that. Resist that. Oh, no, just walking away because it's not the picture that you want in front of you. I caution you, and I really, 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 really want everybody to work on that and to take a step back. Everyone is going to be different. How you take that step back and slow it down. Take a deep breath sometimes when you say, you know what, I'll get back to that. Maybe you want to, get a phone number in a situation like that. Say, I'll get back to that. We'll get to it. But don't always just blow something off because the picture was not pretty in front of you, because we miss out on a lot of opportunities. I'm learning that, as we speak. Like I said, I'm guilty of the same thing. I miss out on opportunities sometimes simply because the picture is not necessarily what I want right in front of me. But I really, 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 really firmly believe that sometimes you just have to let the layers peel back and dig a little bit deeper. You may find out in the end of the day that, no, that's really not a picture that I want to be involved with, and that's fine. But be clear and try to make sure and shore it up as much as possible before you move on. So that's my message for Mental Conditioning Monday, and I thank those of you that gave me that feedback about trying to, smile a little bit more during the messages. So I am definitely making a cognizant effort to do that, because as I said, I thoroughly enjoy doing my mental conditioning Monday messages, and I really look forward to it. Even sometimes, like I said, I'm human. So sometimes when I come on here, I do have had a tumultuous day. Today actually was a pretty rough day, but I feel really good to be able to come on here and actually do these messages. As a therapeutic thing for me to come on here and share with you guys, how my day went, how my week went, my growth, my progress, my setbacks is a great thing. So like I said, I'm definitely going to make that adjustment. I appreciate the feedback on that one, and if anybody else has any further feedback, I definitely would welcome you to let me know. Put it in the comments and things of that nature. So we got a lot of nice things coming up in 2018. As I stated, during the message today, we're going to be presenting those things this week and in the coming weeks. So I'm really excited about it, and hopefully you guys are going to continue to enjoy and join me in the mental conditioning movement. For those of you who have not gotten the book, go to www.elliotallen.com and go to the products tab, and you can purchase the book, Mental Conditioning Life's GPS. I'm really proud of the project, and as we get better, that's just the first project, the first book, but we're looking to do more. But let's enjoy this one and get what we can out of it. And so thank you, everybody, for support. Thank you for tuning in to Mental Conditioning Monday. I'm going to see you guys during the week, but I certainly will see you here again next week on Mental Conditioning Monday. Everybody stay warm, bundle up, be safe. If you're traveling out there in the snow in your areas, be very, very careful. It's dangerous out there. So everybody have a great week. Thank you for the support, and I'll see you guys next week, and during the week, but I'll definitely see you here again, Mental Conditioning Monday. See you guys later. Thank you for the support. Bye-bye.